begin.
Happy World Table Tennis to everybody. It's April 6th and you are here in an incredible meet and greet session today with us in the live stream. We have three incredible table tennis players with us today. We have Kanak Jha, we have Wang Manyu, and we have Lin Gaoyuan together with us. You can ask all the questions you have in our chat, and we are really happy to have all these three players here together to talk to us, to meet and greet. And I have another surprise guest for you. It's ITTF Group CEO Steve Dainton joining us here in the ITTF Foundation headquarters in Leipzig. And as I have Steve here, I would really like him to give us an introduction, because you three, together with Lily, you played a key role during the last World Championships in Houston. Steve, can you please give us a little bit of introduction about what happened in Houston last year?
Thank you, Webke. And firstly, just to say hello to Kanak, to Lin Gaoyuan and Wang Manyu, welcome. And thank you very much for joining us today. The World Championships in Houston, the United States of America, was a very special moment for us for many different reasons. One of the first reasons being, of course, that it was the first ever time that we hosted the World Table Tennis Championships in the Americas and in the United States of America. So it was a very special moment that we could have our most historical and most celebrated event in such a large country like the United States of America for the first time. And as you know, ITTF for many years has always worked on ping pong diplomacy. It was also the 50th year celebration for ping pong diplomacy, when the United States and the Chinese Table Tennis Association and Chinese Table Tennis formed a friendship back in Japan at the World Table Tennis Championships 50 years ago. And the United States table tennis team then traveled to China to start the diplomatic relations between the two countries. 50 years later, the first ever World Table Tennis Championships in the United States, and we actually just a couple of days before the event, we announced that two mixed doubles teams would be changed to have two players from the United States and two players from China forming mixed teams. And of course, in those mixed teams, we had two of the people here, Kanak Jha and Wang Manyu, join one team, and we had Lin Gaoyuan and Lily Zhang join another mixed team. Lily and Lin actually going on to win a bronze medal, a historical bronze medal also for the United States, the first medal for the United States in a World Table Tennis Championships for close to 70 years. So it was really a historical moment. It was another great show of ping pong diplomacy from the ITTF. And every time we now get the chance to try and do something to show our heritage and show ping pong diplomacy, we are always trying to do that. And it was another great chance to do that in the States. And a big thank you for the players for making that possible and making it a really wonderful moment in the United States.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, it's for sure, which was a sign of the greatness of table tennis once again, and a very historical moment for the whole world to see you playing together. So I think we are all very interested about how did you feel? So I would like to ask you, starting with Lin today, how did it feel when you were informed that you were going to be paired up with Lily? And did you know her before? Can you tell us a little bit about how was the situation for you?
这个问题要请问一下那个林高远，就是当你得知你要跟 Lily 做搭配的时候，你是心里作何感想？你之前彼此就是私底下有交情吗？认识他吗？对于他身为一个球员，你有怎么样的评价？
首先就是第一次听到有中美跨国配对吧，也是非常的开心，也非常的激动，也是两国之间第一次做出这么就不一样的一个决定吧。我觉得在得知这个消息跟张安配混双的时候，其实我跟他很早就认识了吧，可能以前在打青少年世青的时候也认识，可能 之前也去过一次美国，有一次的集训嘛，可能那时候跟他也有一些交流，那时候也得知他是一个美国的心理学博士，那时候我们就交换了联系方式，有一些就比赛外的一些心理的时候，我也会跟他有一些交流，所以说跟他就交流起来还是比较熟悉的。
So what Lin Gaoyuan just said is that he was very excited to first have heard the partnership between himself and Lily. It's in his time, the first time that the U.S. and China is doing something together in forming a team, and I think he said for him, Lily wasn't a stranger. They knew each other as teenagers. He was very surprised when he found out she's got a doctor in psychology in the US. And so in addition to playing with each other, figuring out the techniques, he would also talk to her as a friend when he's going through some hardships in his life.
Thank you very, very much, Lin. Just a follow-up question. How is the situation now? Are you still in touch with Lily, and are you planning to play any additional games together?
再想问一下林高远，就是你刚刚说你跟 Lily 本来就私底下认识嘛，那在你们这次中美做配合之后，感情有没有变更好？有没有彼此变得更熟悉？你们现在私底下还会联络吗？联络的时候都会做一些什么事情？
就是比赛嘛，就比赛的时候可能会更多去沟通嘛，特别是我跟丽丽如果搭配的话，有个最好的优势就是他会讲中文，所以说我们交流起来就非常方便嘛。然后在比完赛之后，我们就是也偶尔会就发信息，比赛的时候也会打个招呼，但是就是平时一些朋友的交流也没有说太多的一些沟通吧，也是在比赛的时候可能会有一些什么问题或者是怎么样的话，也会去请教他吧。
They see each other all the time at international games when they travel, and it's great that they know each other. Lin Gaoyuan just mentioned that he really appreciates her as a friend because the communication between them is very easy because Lily also speaks Mandarin. And so when they see each other at matches, it's always great to ask each other, hey, how did you do? What do you think I could have done better? What did you think I did this? If I did that, would it be better? But because both of them are very busy, so it's not like they have that much opportunity to get in touch with each other in the private aspect.
Thank you very much, Xie. So there are already coming in a lot of interesting questions from our audience, which I would like to cover them all during our session. But I think this is a very interesting question. I would really like to ask Kanak and Wang Manyu too before. So Kanak, how was it for you when you were informed that you were going to be paired up with Wang Manyu? How did you feel? Did you know her before? How was it for you?
I mean, yeah, like Lin Gaoyuan said, for me, I would say it was a huge honor, especially it was a bit of a surprise also to happen right before the event. But when my coach asked me about it, I said, of course, you know, it would be amazing to play with Wang Manyu. I think, of course, I knew her beforehand. Maybe we didn't know each other so well, didn't speak, but of course I knew who she was. She was already seen each other many times on the circuit, and she was of course already a world champion in doubles and competed in Tokyo. So I was really excited, and also took it as a really big opportunity in my career to play alongside a Chinese national team member, and it was a huge definitely a huge kind of something in my career that was going to be really special looking back.
I can imagine. Thank you very much, Kanak. Wang Manyu, what about you? I mean, I would like to hear about your feelings too. What did you feel when you were informed that you were supposed to or that you were paired up with Kanak? But also, can you tell us a little bit how was the reality? I mean, you didn't have too much time to train together. How did you manage to get such great results at the end?
接下来这个问题是想要请问王曼玉，就是一样，当你知道你要跟 Kanak 做搭配的时候，你心里是有什么感觉？以及就是当你们真的做搭配的时候，因为好像你们并没有很多时间一起做训练，但是你们却得到好像在比赛里面走挺远的，怎么办到的？
我觉得还是当得知这个消息的时候，还是很期待吧，然后也是很兴奋，因为也是一个难得的机会和卡耐克一起去配合，然后同时也是有一些压力吧，因为也确实希望能够打出一个比较好的成绩，包括能够希望还是多赢一场是一场。所以还是希望通过，最起码自己还是希望自己可以发挥出很好的水平吧。然后确实和卡耐克一直没有什么相比林高远和莉莉，我觉得还是沟通上稍微少一些。然后也是在得知搭配的时候，才是我们真正的第一次沟通吧。然后更多的可能是通过肖导，包括卡耐克的教练的沟通，帮助我们一起去交流，然后可能更多的还是我们临场的发挥，以及在尽可能的情况下多去沟通的这种情况下，才可以能够赢下几场比赛。
Well, Manyu just mentioned she was very excited when she found out she would be partnering up with Kanak. And also she felt really stressed out when finding out about the news because it would be the first time them playing together as mixed doubles. And also comparing to Lin Gaoyuan and Lily, Wang Manyu never they didn't know each other before, and also the communication between them wasn't as easy because Lily spoke Mandarin whereas Kanak didn't. So at the beginning they did struggle a little bit, but then they slowly find a pace for each other, and also they relied a lot on the two coaches communicating to each other as well. And the more they play, the more they know about how each other play, and the better they got.
Thank you very much. Steve has a very interesting question for you.
I will ask one question in both English and Chinese, but as speaking English and Chinese, but I guess the question is very simple. Kanak, did your Chinese improve? And let me repeat the question in Chinese. 我用一个问题用中文来问吧。我的问题是比较简单，就是问王曼宇，你跟 Kanak 打球的时候，你的英语改变好了吗？我先问 Kanak, how's your Chinese, improve or not?
I would say it kind of stayed the same at a pretty low level. But honestly, I think maybe Wang Manyu's English was slowly better through the tournament, especially during the match. He would often tell me something in English. So it was quite
pressure
cool.
To learn some more Chinese, huh?
Yeah, but my Chinese is still working on it. So still some ways to go.
OK， 然后曼宇，你的英文变好了吗？
我觉得之前就会一点点吧，然后再加上我和卡耐克配混双，所以还是有一些进步，但是还不够。
Wang Manyu just mentioned that she knew English before already, and then especially when she had to partner with Kanak playing doubles, her English has improved a little bit, but to her standard, not good enough.
I think we should establish a new program of language learning through table tennis. I think it's a very, very good idea. So coming to the questions from our audience, this is a question for both Wang and Lin. You grew up in a country where for sure you heard this story about a little ping pong ball, a little table tennis ball changing the world. Now you became protagonist of ping pong diplomacy 50 years later. How does it feel for you to be the protagonist of ping pong diplomacy?
接下来这个问题是要请王曼玉跟林高远同学作答，就是应该是说，当你们一刚开始你们出生的时候就知道，其实乒乓球是一个很特别的运动，尤其是它在历史上对于和平做出的一些贡献。那当你们现在自己身为了正式的球员，你们对于乒乓 diplomacy 乒乓球外交这个名词有什么想法？来自观众的提问。
我先来，
好，林高远先说。
就是我觉得，乒乓外交嘛，我觉得无论对于中国还有其他国家，我觉得也是小球推动大球吧。我觉得，在我国乒乓外交也是非常有意义的一件事。可能那时候，在中国和美国没有那个很好交流之前，可能就因为乒乓外交这一件事打开了中美的一些交流。我觉得对于这个，我觉得乒乓外交是一个很有意义的一件事吧。然后我们作为乒乓外交50周年的时候，可能第一次进行一些跨国的配对，我觉得这个对于我本人来说，无论我还是曼玉还是卡莱克和张安，都是非常有意义的一件事，也是可能乒乓外交的升级版第2次再推动乒乓外交。我觉得这个时候对于中美两国的一些友好的一些信号，我觉得这个时候是非常有意义的。
Lin Gaoyuan has mentioned that knowing ping pong diplomacy and the whole concept, he really appreciate the fact that it kickstart the U.S.-China relation 51 years ago. And now being an upcoming new generation table tennis players in China, he felt very honored when he noticed that when he found out he was going to be pairing up with Lili to form sort of a ping pong diplomacy 2.0 mixed doubles, in presenting the idea to the world all over again that, hey, table tennis is bringing people together, is bringing countries together, is creating friendship, is building bridges between people. So he felt very honored to be a part of this. And then he thinks he speaks for all the table tennis players in China. They feel very honored to be a part of this one too.
Thank you very much. Wang, would you like to say something too?
王曼玉，关于刚刚同样的问题，你有什么想法吗？
确实是这样，然后也是希望可以通过乒乓球来建立两国之间的友谊，然后也是希望通过我跟卡纳克也好，跟林高远和莉莉也好，就是两国球员共同努力、共同拼搏的这种体育精神带给全世界吧。然后这种这一次的中美乒乓外交也是会在自己的这一次经历会成为自己以后非常美好的回忆。
Similar to Lin Gaoyuan, Wang Manyu also expressed that she felt honored to be a part of the Ping Pong Diplomacy 2.0 actions. And she believes that not only ping pong diplomacy, also by joining force with Kanak, with Lili, they're also showing the world sports spirit that is there to be appreciated. And she believes that this experience in playing the China-US double would be a very good experience for her, and she would always remember it.
Thank you. I think we will all always remember it. So you have a lot of fans out there and they are very curious. Next question is for Kanak. Would you like to go to China and train with the Chinese players? And what about, would you even like to play with Wang Manyu in Durban 2023 World Table Tennis Championships?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, another reason, obviously, I was excited to partner with Wang Manyu was also just to take this opportunity to learn from her as well as her coach, Coach Xiao, because I mean, the Chinese, they're obviously the best in the world, and Wang Manyu is one of the best, if not the best, women's female table tennis player. So, I mean, I always want to take as much chance as I can to learn from the sport, and there was a great opportunity. I just tried to be like a sponge there and kind of absorb as much knowledge they were telling to me. And if I got the chance, of course, to go and train in China, I always would love to take it. I've gone to China quite a few times when I was younger, and I hope in the future can be more chances that I can go, because they're obviously the best in the world for a reason. They have really, like I said, a really high knowledge of the sport. So it'd be a huge experience for me to train with the national team. And I mean, definitely also would love to play with Wang Manyu again. I think maybe the second time around could be a little easier because, as we said, the first time we'd never trained together and we didn't know each other actually. Even we're not so well known about each other's styles, how we played, what we liked on the table, what we maybe didn't like as much. So I did feel throughout the tournament in Houston, we were starting to get each other and know each other better and better. And I would always take the opportunity to play alongside her, and it would always be an honor for me.
Thank you very much, Kanak. There's another curious question from one of your fans. I mean, we have all seen you on screen, we have all followed the matches, but for sure it hasn't been very easy to come and play together as a double pair. So could you share, all of you, just one of these funny moments where you said something and the other one said something else, or whatever happened while you were preparing for playing together?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think throughout the tournament in general, we had some funny moments, you can say. I think as we got to know each other better, we felt more comfortable around each other. And Wang Manyu also is a really nice person, so it was really it made me feel really comfortable to play alongside her and not as much nerves as perhaps I felt in the beginning of the tournament, because actually both her and her coach were really nice, Coach Xiao. And I mean, maybe during the match, sometimes when you would tell me something in English, sometimes the accent would be a little bit harder for me to understand. So there were a few funny moments, I guess, to the match, but I don't know, maybe hard to think of one at this moment.
It's fine. I have a follow-up question, which might make it easier for you. This is maybe we start with the Chinese players now. Can you please describe your double partner in 3 words?
接下来的问题要请王曼玉跟林高远回答，就是可以请你们用三个字来形容一下你们的 partner 吗？就是王曼玉，请用3个字形容一下 Kanak， 林高远要请你用3个字形容一下 Lily， 看看你们谁先来。
3个字
，3个字，不然你给我3句话也可以。So it's either 3 words or 3 sentences.
3 words. But if you would like to say 3 sentences, it's fine.
如果你有这么多要说的话。
就评价一下搭档是吧？就是就评价丽丽可能是果断，勇敢，然后拼搏。
The 3 words Lin Gaoyuan use is brave, I think. 果断，勇敢 ，yeah, brave.
Yeah.
拼搏 he's a fighter. He fight hard. Is that a word? Is there a word in English, Steve, that you describe someone that, you know, 拼搏精神, the one you never give up? So
Mentally strong.
mentally strong. So Lin Gaoyuan describes Lily as mentally strong, very brave, and never quits. And now 王曼玉，请用3个字评价一下你的 partner Kanak。
努力，然后认真，然后又很开朗，但是又很害羞。我多说一个词，就是又很积极的想去沟通，但是又有一些不好意思的那种感觉，很可爱。
Wang Manyu, she used, I think 5, 6 words. She described Kanak as hardworking. He's a fighter as well. He also never quits. He's proactive, but also shy. And the last one she used is cute. 可爱, cute.
So now we are keen to hear your 3 words, Kanak.
Wang Man, I would say she's first one, fast. This is quite easy. I remember in the first match, some balls, I didn't even think she would reach the ball, and she just catch it and put it back so fast. Fast, definitely. Calm, especially under pressure. And mentally strong.
I would like to translate this for Wang Manyu as well. 王曼玉，你的搭档 Kanak 对你的评价是，他觉得你反应非常灵敏，很快，在很多场比赛，他都觉得哦，这个球你接不到了，没想到你却接到了。然后他觉得你的抗压性非常强，就是在这么高压的比赛下，你的心理素质很高。然后Kanak, remind me again, what was the last one that you said?
Mentally strong.
他觉得你也是一个拼搏精神很厉害的人。
Okay, thank you very much.
Just
Great exercise. Thank you all for participating. Coming back to our topic of meet and greet and making friends through table tennis, we are interested in how you two became friends, Wang and Lin, in early years, or whenever you became friends.
现在拉回来讲一下那个乒乓球帮助大家建立友谊的这件事情。林高远跟王曼玉，你们可以大概聊一下，你们是怎么认识对方的吗？怎么变成好朋友的？
这个你刚开始说过吧，就是和丽丽也是从小时候。世界青少年锦标赛就开始，就那时候可能是，同一个年龄段吧，也是去参加一些青年的比赛，也那时候就可能就认识吧。但可能那时候，毕竟比较小，然后大家都会在专注在乒乓球赛事上，所以说那时候就沟通不是特别多吧。可能，之前就，中国乒乓球队去过一次。美国那边的训练之后，可能那时候就更加熟悉吧。可能因为每天都在一起训练，偶尔有的时候会有一些交流，会谈一下乒乓球，然后一些心理，特别是知道他是一个心理学博士之后，我也会从这方面也会跟他有一些交流吧。因为毕竟自己有时候心理一些情况是有些问题的，所以说对于这个问题我会就很主动去跟他谈，去让他说自己在比赛中出现心理的情况之后，自己的应对方法是什么，那时候应该怎么去面对这个问题，这时候我就会跟他有比较多的交流啊。
我们在聊那个你跟王曼玉怎么认识的？你跟王曼玉没关系，你想一下，我先把你刚刚讲的那个告诉给其他人知道。OK， 你想一下。That was very cute of Lin Gaoyuan. He thought we were asking him again about how him and Lili met. So he explained to us again that they knew each other as teenagers, very young. The Chinese table tennis team visited the US once, and then that's when they began to train with each other. That's how they get to know each other more. And also because Lili has a degree in psychology, and so Lin Gaoyuan will always go to her if he experiences some setbacks in the field. He thinks that she is a good listener. 那现在林高远，你想好了，你对于王曼玉的那个，你跟王曼玉是怎么认识的吗？
我怎么说呢？我记得我可能那时候14年吧，就在一个江苏镇江打比赛的时候，可能那时候第一次看他打球啊，那时候可能他在就是年轻人里面最厉害，然后最突出吧。然后那时候可能有时候打完比赛也会偶尔会关注这样，确实感觉那时候感觉王曼玉的球非常的好，特别是在小的时候基本上同批没有什么对手吧，所以说对于他感觉确实那时候比较欣赏他的一些球技吧。然后后面就随着他就进国家队之后，就两个人就慢慢熟悉，然后后面可能打到1队之后，也有一些混双的一些配对，那时候可能会更加熟悉了。
So him and Wang Manyu, he first did notice Wang Manyu as a great player back in around 2014. He saw her playing all the matches as if she was invincible. She literally had she actually had no one that could match up to her skills. In her opinion, she was the best among all the players in the same generation. And then after Lin Gaoyuan made it into the national team, they got to know each other a little more, started playing with each other a little more. Chances occur that they had to play mixed doubles together. Then they started to get to know each other on a personal level. Now they're great friends. 谢谢。那王曼玉你呢？
对，我记得是，刚才林高远说他就是在我比较小的时候就关注我，但是我不知道。然后，是一次我记得应该是不知道哪一年了，是一次直通吧。然后，我在吃饭，然后正好那个一起吃饭，然后他就问过我，他说，听说你就是平时训练很努力，然后听说你那个下了训练场还是努力钻研什么的，然后我就也当时就是觉得还是也有点不好意思吧，然后后来的时候确实球上也有一些沟通，包括后来有这种混双的配合，然后也是慢慢的熟悉起来。然后因为他也是比我大几岁吧，然后可能更多的时候是向他请教一些问题吧。
Wang Manyu mentioned that she didn't even know Lin Gaoyuan was following her back in the early days, but they met each other the first time at a dinner when Lin Gaoyuan approached her and say, "Hey, I heard that you're a table tennis player and then you trained so hard even after your games between the seasons." And that's the first time Wang Manyu actually noticed Lin Gaoyuan. And then after they both made it into the national teams, they started, like Lin Gaoyuan mentioned, they started playing with each other. They kind of figuring out the styles they have as players, and then even team up in mixed doubles. Now they're good friends.
Amazing. Thank you very much. We were talking about making friends in the same culture. So the next question is about cultural differences. what kind of cultural differences, except language, did you experience when pairing up for ping pong diplomacy? Maybe Kanak, you answer first. Cultural differences, what was different?
Yeah, let me thinking for a moment. I mean, I think in general, just it's hard to say because during our time together, we're really just involved in the table tennis in the hall, and we only had our mixed doubles matches, and both me and Wang Manyu also were obviously had other events, the singles, and I think she also had the women's doubles. So we didn't spend so much time outside after the matches to be able to speak because we were both really busy at the schedule, and it was more within the table and like this. But I think in general, you kind of just notice small things just from being around each other. Also in the way they see the game and how how they're thinking during the match, how she was thinking and how the coach was thinking. So you just kind of notice small things, but yeah, like I said, we spent a lot of time just together in the hall and in the practice hall, and we didn't have so much time during the tournament outside. So more just noticed some small differences in the way they were thinking and how they were practicing and the other kind of stuff. So I tried to pick up on.
Thank you very much, Kanak Jha. Can you translate for our Chinese friends?
王曼玉跟林高远接下来想要请问你们，就是当你们做搭配的时候，就是这个中美搭配的时候，除了语言上的沟通有点困难之外，还有没有什么其他地方让你们觉得哦，这有点小挑战？
我觉得确实混双，包括双打吧，就是需要搭配的，这种还是非常需要沟通的，所以确实沟通是一个比较有难度的地方。但是我觉得还是卡耐克也好，或者说自己也好，我觉得还是有个人能力的。然后我觉得可以通过我们俩个人能力去弥补一些沟通上的这种障碍吧。然后包括其实自己双打混双还是打了很多的，然后但是卡耐克好像是应该是第一次打混双，或者说第一次和右手配吧，所以我觉得第一次能够打成这样真的很厉害，然后也是非常有打混双的这种天赋，然后也希望有机会继续配吧。
Wang Manyu just mentioned that she thinks Kanak is a very talented, gifted mixed double player. I think she mentioned that it was your first time pairing up with a right-hander, I believe, and also it was the first time that you play in the doubles.
Yeah.
So she thought if that was your first time, then you've got to be super talented, very gifted to perform the way you did together. She would very much like to pair up with you again in the future in all the other matches. However, she did mention that communication is key for the doubles. So not speaking the same language did play a big role in maybe the first a couple of hiccups in the beginning, but later the more you play with each other, the more you know how to make up for each other because you're both very skilled players. So she spoke very high of you, and then she thinks you're a worthy partner and would love to partner up with you again.
谢谢。
林高远你呢？
我刚才可能网络不好，没听见问题啊。
现在问题在讨论说，当你跟 Lily 做搭配的时候，你们两个因为没有语言上的问题，但是除了譬如说沟通啊，因为初次做搭配，还有什么其他是你觉得最需要克服的？
我觉得最需要克服首先是默契，因为可能我和丽也是第一次去搭配嘛，然后我觉得 跟他之间可能大家都不熟悉每个人的风格，包括战术，包括一些思想，我觉得这个时候就需要跟他去一些交流，特别是比赛之前吧，可能比赛之前的几天才得知这个消息之后，可能我们就立刻去进行一些磨合。这时候在场上遇到一些问题的时候，我觉得这个时候就跟他去很好的去沟通，去解决。这个时候，的话，就随着比赛一些进展，我觉得我们就越来越好。
Lin Gaoyuan has mentioned that the biggest challenge for him and Lili together as a pair was that they were not very familiar with each other as players. They have never really played together before as a team. So at the beginning, there was a lot of, oh, I'm not sure what I should do when she does this and that. But this time communication comes in place. They would talk with each other, trying to figure out in terms of tactic-wise, strategy-wise. And then, of course, the more matches they play together, exactly like Wang Manyu just mentioned, the more they know how to cover up for each other. And then they slowly become gradually a better team.
Thank you very much for your insights. We have still a lot of questions coming up here in the chat. Unfortunately, time is running. We have only 4 minutes left for this session. I'm really sorry for all of those who put questions into the chat and we were not able to ask. But before we leave, I would like to invite the three of you to give some words, something you want to tell your fans out there. I mean, you have all a lot of fans and they are really loving you. So I would like to give you the floor to say some words to your fans.
Who should start?
Maybe you start because of the English thing and then Gia translates.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a huge amount of gratitude. Sometimes for me personally, because I've moved from the US to Europe when I was 15, it's sometimes you don't realize how many people are following and supporting you. And when I go home, especially now for the World Championships in Houston, it was my first time playing the World Championship at home. And it was also a huge shock to me outside the table how many people are actually supporting me, and not only supporting me, but also following me and following my results in abroad internationally, and how many people are rooting for my success. So it was a huge kind of shock for me to realize that, and I'm hugely grateful for all the support. And it also gives me a lot of confidence to know there's so many people behind me, regardless how it's going, and that really means a lot. So say a huge thank you to all my supporters, and also tell them that I hope to keep going. Still young, still a long way to go in the sport. So I really appreciate every single person who's been with me on this journey.
我们从那个讯息栏里面收到很多粉丝想要问你们的问题，就是想要问王曼玉跟林高远的问题。可是因为我们这个时间已经快到了，剩下2分钟，想请你们2位跟你们的粉丝说说话，有什么想要说的？王曼玉先来。
突然被点名了。
小鱼先来。这是我跟你粉丝学到的。林高远是不是没有绰号啊？粉丝们可以请你们告诉我林高远的绰号。有什么想要对你们粉丝说的吗？看是王曼玉还是林高远先来。
他不是被点名了吗？不是他先说吗？
哦，林高远点名王曼玉。
好，我先说。还是谢谢大家一直以来的支持吧，然后也很开心大家能够来看今天的直播，也希望大家能够继续关注乒乓球，继续关注大家喜爱的球员，谢谢大家。
Wang Manyu just mentioned that she would like to thank everybody who joined this meet and greet session today, and also for the fans that's been following her, has been supporting her throughout her career. She wants everybody to be supportive. She wants everybody to keep on supporting table tennis and also show your best support to the players that you love. Lin Gaoyuan呢？
也是非常感谢就是粉丝的支持吧，也非常感谢就是支持乒乓球项目的一些粉丝。我希望就无论世界各地的球迷们也是继续关注乒乓球，希望乒乓球越来越好，也希望就是每个粉丝能跟他的自己的偶像能够学习偶像一些正能量，一些好的一些给他一些鼓励。谢谢。
Lin Gaoyuan, of course, says thank you to all the fans that's been supporting him, and then he also wants, he also wishes the people will support table tennis as a sport, also a activity that delivers the positive energy to the world, and doesn't matter where you are or whether you play good or not. He believes table tennis is a good sport and that it should be more popular and be more inclusive. And then at the end, he thanks everybody.
Thank you, everybody. It has really been a great time together with you on this virtual round table. Our time is unfortunately over. I would like to give the word to Steve, the ITTF Group CEO, to give you and all of you some closing words. Thank you.
Thank you, Vibke. Just firstly, thank you very much, Wang Manyu, Lin Gaoyuan, Kanak, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I also want to say a big thank you to Mr. Liu Guoliang. He was the person who was thinking of this great idea in the beginning. And thank you to the United States Table Tennis Association for their support, together with the Chinese Table Tennis Association, for making this mixed doubles pair happen. And finally, just to wish everyone a really great World Table Tennis Day. Thank you so much.
谢谢。
谢谢。